got sound over here on Facebook. So now we testing. You can hear me over here too now. See, I got sound on both sides. But I'm on the same account, but I had to use, this is something for like people that play the games. So I'm on Facebook/Random Jewels. I actually gotta, hold on, let me see something. Let me see something. If I have I got the thing set up correctly here, then that should take you to that should bring me to, oh, nah. I know what it is. I'm on Facebook/Large Fruit. A lot of people, man, people stealing my name, man. It's only one Random Jewels. So yeah, that's what it is. You gotta go to Facebook/Large Fruit. Alright. That would appear to be it. Right there. Now let me see if I can get to where the comments are on both sides. Joseph, I've been in here all night trying to figure out how to broadcast. Oh snap, I got comments up there too. Crazy. Yeah, I've been up all night trying to figure out how to broadcast.
It's 4:00.
On how to broadcast on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So this is, if you go on Facebook, Facebook, that's the address to where you can watch the same thing, but on what's that? Be right back. Oh, that must be coming from the app. 26. Self said people still coming to the bar like it's regular. I'm saying, man, that stuff, I don't think people too concerned. At the end of the day, like I said, man, they saying 70% of the people who contracted it is already cured. Not cured, but they already recovered. So I'm not exactly sure. And scammers, I don't really think they scamming either. Oh, that was just in China? I thought they were saying worldwide that 70% of the people recovered. Because most of the people is in Italy, right? Why is this? I think I gotta step my internet connection up now or something. Yeah, that was the numbers given by CNN. But see, not for nothing, the news is showing themselves right now to be extremely, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're saying. I'm saying they ain't getting enough people. That's actually been my, ever since, ever since, AIDS has been kind of like that. It's like they put these things out here, but they don't get nearly the amount of people that they looking to get if you really trying to deal with population control. Hold up, I'm trying to put this new link in here for the people that might oh no, what did I say? Put that new link in there. Get in there too. boss said propaganda, the news sells fear and breeds confusion. Joseph said that's the plan, mass chaos. The stores are empty, people really bugging, people mentalities are way left. The boss said Africans were fighting over mass chicken and meat purchases earlier when I was shopping at the supermarket. Joseph says, peace, I don't do much tonight. I'm not feeling good. I'm flushing my system now. I'll be better in a couple hours. But you sure you ain't got coronavirus? So much you ain't feeling good. But yeah, though, that's people, like I said, those different emotions, the fear and all that stuff, that's in people already. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, what's happening right now is just something that stimulated that. You drank some whiskey, yeah, but you had that Fireball. Some of those whiskeys is crazy, man. I was pretty lifted last night myself, though. Said natty plus strawberry kiwi. What's natty? Oh yeah, you went straight to the top shelf, Jack Daniels. Woo. D Christian. Yeah, I finally got it together, D Christian. I'm broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube at the same time right now. So this is just a practice one. I really make this happen. Alright, yeah, see, I came in here to see if it was working. Then I ran into the brothers, so do a couple minutes, maintain. But yeah, I've been figuring that all day, and I've been working on my website. Like I'm trying to get a website where I got everything compacted in one place where, you know what I'm saying, people could come and find everything that I'm dealing with. That's one thing about all these sites, man, is it get to be too many of them. The boss said gin is a blood purifier. I don't know about that. Oh, that's what you meant when you said naughty. Talking about that naughty head. All right. You like to be out of the demon. That was my grandfather's drink. Seagram's gin. It's a book called Bitcoin in Black America. What it's about. Yeah, right now they just about to some new books is needed. But what that book is about, what it expands on, like what it could do or how to do it. What's the deal with the book? The book is Bitcoin in Black America. About how Bitcoin can make Black America financially free, but not just Bitcoin, more blockchain. And how so? He said people already had the Guinness virus. What's the Guinness? Wait, I told y'all yesterday. I was turned up. Y'all must be talking about something I don't recall. Joe said a lot of ideas of how to use and implement a type of financial equality. Financial equality between us and the Caucasians, or between us and the world. Joe Self said blockchain is an open ledger, so with that alone, we do away with secrets. But isn't the Bitcoin like kind of anonymous? D Christian, you starting to speak that code, huh? Before they kick you off here. Oh yeah, they been it's saying they start reporting on something like this is already March. You know, they saying this the first when they recognized it in China was in December. But who knows, you know, how many people got sick in China before somebody really showed up at the hospital at that level. You know what I'm saying? The new thing I'm hearing now is that, it could cause permanent lung damage. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta take the fear to that level now, because the other fear is gonna start dying down. You know what I'm saying? If people just see that, people is just recovering from this like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I already seen them, in terms of the news, where they gotta keep eyes watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, Trump has been ratings gold. Ratings gold. The news has never been more watched and since Trump started running for office. So, you know, any controversy with him, they keep that front and center. So with this right here, they're gonna have to milk this controversy, you know, at least until something else come up. Did you see that thing? I saw a thing, an excerpt, when I was taking a break from designing my website, and I saw an excerpt of Joe Biden, and he was, I think he was doing a live stream, but he was like, you know, he seemed a little bit mentally out of it. Like, that's bugged out. These people is getting older and older. Like, I remember when Reagan came in, Reagan was like 60 something. And people was like, yo, man, he might not make it. Shakim was the science lord. Yeah, I really just came on because I was trying to figure out how to broadcast on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So I finally just figured that out. Plus, you know, last night, I don't even think, by the time I went to rest, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. So, Joe Self is saying that the blockchain could bring us to a level of financial equality with the world, because you can't deal with things like redlining or central control of the money. The boss said December 1st is when they first started seeing the disease, and it's been secret meetings. About what to do about it. Joseph said right now, banks control our money. Governments tell us or charge us to put things in other countries. As an entrepreneur, you can accept any crypto you want. We have to agree on a couple of things first. You know, that's what money kind of is. The only difference is, you know, the agreement, agreement is kind of a loose word to use in reference to it, you know, because it's by fiat. And fiat kind of means by government force. You know what I'm saying? Force is probably not in the definition of fiat. You know what I'm saying? But fiat just means the government said that. You know, fiat money, the government said is money. You know what I'm saying? But then the government enforces it under the what do they call it? The force of law, the color of law. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you don't listen to the government, they send people to your house with guns. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you a little bit more complying than agreeing, but we all, you know, that's basically what it is that everybody's saying that this paper, this green paper right here, has value. The boss said they also get to buy cheap oil for U.S. reserves right now with the Saudi price drop. Yeah, that's another thing though. That guy over there, he's been having but the MBS guy, he's with the business. Yeah, that MBS guy, he's with the business though. I don't know. See my light go off right there. I don't know if that was the broadcast or just my thing right here, because you know how YouTube do. Plus, the internet is not. I don't know what's going on. Kim said the hood right now. The hood right now is quiet and dry. No one's outside talking about controlling mass hysteria. Yeah. Yeah, that's what that was. That was, the word that you hit right on the head. But I'm saying, to me, the best example, what kind of gives me, the historical event that I drew up, you know what I'm saying, with this right here, and the way I understand it is the War of the Worlds. Word 60 piece. Yeah, Word 60, we turned all the way up now. We broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. On Facebook, you gotta go to facebook.com/largefruit. Go to facebook.com/largefruit. We live over there and over here. Cause I gotta increase my people, man, too, because they're not giving me a whole bunch of. I keep telling you, like, we can't put links in the thing. In the comments. Joe Self said, right, we only accept fiat because the government says so. With crypto, the people have more control. It's still a finesse move that gotta be made somehow. Because the Bitcoin is still not outside the realm of the law. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much, how far is the threat gonna go? Before, the first law of nature is self-preservation. So that's kind of my understanding, of economic and political solutions for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, before, the Caucasian allows us to take him out with money, he's going to do something to crash the economic system. You know what I'm saying? Or before he allows us to take him out with, laws that was designed for equality, he would just institute a war. You know what I'm saying? If that's what the level he needs to go to, you know what I mean? But, so, the way I see it is that, we still got to deal with those things, because those are steps and stages on the way to freedom, justice, and equality. You know what I'm saying? And it's still, you know, we could plan whatever we want to plan for the future, but the time is still now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we say Allah is God, always has been and always will be. You know what I'm saying? Allah coming His own good time. You know, that's not going to be able to happen if dudes don't, you know, have meals on the table. They ain't got shoes on their feet. And, you know, the way how you got to do that in this poor part of the planet Earth is with economics. You know what I mean? Pretty much everywhere at this point, you know, for us that we here in the wilderness of North America, we don't really have a lot of skills on how to, you know, just use straight resources. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, if you know, could you just make a pair of shoes? You know what I'm saying? Like if you could just make shoes, then you can buy past the step of money. So see, that's another reason why education has to be the way it is and why you got to be separated, you know what I'm saying, from the natural order. You know what I'm saying? Like if you knew how to feed yourself, you knew how to clothe yourself, you know how to make your own house, then it would make it difficult for you to be oppressed. But you know, when you kind of look at America, that's kind of the story that they tell. Is that, you know, people came to America, you know, some people, you know, one of the reasons was to escape the oppression. You know what I mean? To escape Big Brother, to get out of the range of the laws. You know what I'm saying? And then once the law got established, at least on the East Coast, in the original colonies, then people kept moving west, going into the mountains, you know what I'm saying, in different areas so that they didn't have to be subject to the law. But over time, you know, manifest destiny caught up to everybody. So right now, there's not really, you know, some place where you could be, like wherever you at, they need that tax money, son. Wherever you at. So that's, you know, that's like just one of those double-edged swords. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, you know, money is not the type of thing you can master by leaving it alone. Not right now. Shakim said, will currency change within this year's cycle? I mean, to me, it's been changing a lot already. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's you know, when I used to hear people talk, you know what I'm saying, like my grandmother, right? She said when she first came to New York, the train fare was 10 cents. And at the time, the fare was like, I think $1.10 or $1.25 or something like that. You know, at least 90 cents or something like that. So when she said that, I was like, yo, how could you, you know, like, if you was paying 10 cents, like, how do you get on there now and pay $1? You know, that's gotta be crazy. But I've reached that point now too, where, you know, $20 is not the same, you know, $20 as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? You know, things that used to be cheap thrills is kind of expensive now. So to me, it's changing. You know what I'm saying? Right under our nose, but we not paying attention to it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's two ways to look at inflation. So you could look at it as the price of things got higher, or you could look at it as the value of your money got lower. So when we looking at things like the price of rent and all these things, that's money changing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's, I think they said $1 is worth about 5% of what it originally was worth, I suppose, in 1913. Like from the time they had the Federal Reserve until now, money has lost 95% of its value. But we don't pay attention to it like that. We look at it as prices rising, but it's a balance. So, you know, yeah, I think, or do you mean, will they stop using the dollar? Like, will the dollar crash? You know, that's it. You know, right now, that's not going to happen until some big guns come on the scene. Like, it's going to continue to be devalued, but the fact of the matter right now is that, you know, we seen what happened when a couple of people tried to get off the dollar scale. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, the major trigger for them to go after Saddam Hussein was that he wanted to start selling his oil in euros. See, right now, all the oil in the world is valued in dollars. So right now, if China wants to buy oil from Saudi Arabia, right? China has to convert their money into dollars. And then Saudi Arabia has to convert the dollars into whatever is their form of money. But what it is China has a lot of dollars because of how many goods they sell us. Because of how many goods they sell us based on dollars, they got dollars, so they just turn around and use those dollars to buy the oil. They got the system convoluted right now, but that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? You know, the same with Gaddafi. You know, they say he was trying to make a central bank in Africa. You know what I'm saying? And they was gonna have like a resource economy where whatever was the money they had was gonna be valued and be backed by all the resources, you know, the gold, the diamonds, the oil, the, you know, cashew nuts, or, you know, all the different resources of Africa is what was gonna back up their money. And then you seen what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Those people in Venezuela, I don't know if you've been seeing what's been going on down there with their economy crashing. They had a similar situation where they started cutting deals with other countries saying, look, if you want to buy oil from us, you can just come straight to us. You ain't gotta get no dollars. Like whatever your money is, you just bring it, and then we'll do business like that. Whatever I need from you, I'll just give you that money back with it. And then you seen they destroyed the economy of that country. So, you know, in terms of, if you mean, will the dollar change from being the dollar? Not until somebody is bad enough to say to America, if you got a problem with us not using the dollar, holla. You know what I'm saying? We with the business, what you want to do. You know, when somebody can do that, then I don't think the dollar will last another 2 months. Joe Self said the sixth degree applies to crypto. The devil wants to keep us illiterate of how to get that real money. But again, the devil is really worried about other devils. We have to use what we got. Like you said, white folks don't like each other. A lot of parameters they take into account in the change of currency value. Joseph said the problem is inflation. Bitcoin and some other crypto are anti-inflationary. Righteous DeBar said I went from $100 to 1 naira in born culture to $315. Oh, was a naira is what? Nigerian money? One Nigerian dollar was $100 in '94, and one Nigerian dollar is $315 right now. Yeah, money's definitely crashing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's a purposeful thing. You see what I mean? Because you know, inflation is known as a hidden tax. Like in the economic circles, they call inflation a hidden tax because you know it's like a chunk of your money, a cut of your money that you automatically not getting like off the top. You know what I'm saying? But just like with the tax that you pay to the government, you know what I mean? Yeah, the money disappears from your check, but the money don't disappear. Somebody gets that money. You see what I'm saying? So inflation is a way that the rich steal from the poor. You know what I'm saying? So it's built into the economy. You understand what I'm saying? You know, where, you know, inflation, you know, how many, you know, it'll take like 2,000 years for inflation to catch up to Michael Bloomberg, where, you know, $1 billion, not $1 billion no more, you know? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, $1 million is not what it used to be. Like, it used to be a time when a person could work their entire life, have a good job, and not make $1 million. But now, you know, but I'm saying at that time, you know, you get a house and all, you know, $60,000 now, yeah, you $1 million, you might can't buy a house, depending on where you rest at. You see what I'm saying? But for the people with the B on the front of their money, it's all great. You know, like I was explaining to the brother, you know, if you 4 foot tall and I'm 6 foot tall, then I could flood the room up to 4 feet. 4 feet and 1 inch. Just make it 5 feet. Because see, I'm still gonna survive that. But you not. Yeah, Joseph is saying they resetting the economy right in front of our eyes. The boss said the pound sterling has more value over the US dollar a lot now than before. Yeah, that's my opinion on that. That's because the dollar is still based on the British pound. Like the origin of the United United States economic system is Hamilton. Hamilton, he got some kind of credit from the Bank of England dealing with the war debt from the Revolutionary War. And that was how the economy of the United States got started. You know what I'm saying? And England never, they changed from an empire into a nation. But England never, they never fell. Not like France when they had their revolution, you know what I'm saying? Or, Germany, you know what I'm saying? They had a lot of trials and tribulations, you know what I mean? Where the government entity, that particular business that was incorporated, right, went defunct. The throne of England and all that is never going defunct. So that's why I think their money is still the most valuable. Kim said they've been reset the economy since they changed the paper it's printed on. Yeah, to me that's that was one of the biggest things when they came in, because the new money looked funny. Like I used to always notice that when you see money from other countries, money look like toy money. Then they started doing that to the American dollars. Joe Self said the dollar is dead. Banks have already signed on to use XRP, a crypto with a central point of control. Well, the dollar, just in terms of, in my opinion, the dollar has lost its status as king. And the reason, there's a couple of reasons I say that, but one is that, it used to be that the cheapest price would be if you had cash. Like if you had all the cash right here, right now, you get the cheapest price. But now, you get the cheapest price using credit. Well, I don't know how it works in other states, but in New York, right? When you come up to the toll booth, you pay less if you're doing this easy pass, no cash thing, right? And you got 5, 6, 7, 8 lanes. That's for the easy pass, and only 2 if you're using cash. So to me, that's, they like all the incentives that they making is that way. You know what I'm saying? One of the main issues, right, is, they can't make it but 2 straight lakes. Because then you're not gonna have, room for corruption. Those, the people, the rich that's stealing from the poor through things like, inflation and, redlining and all these things, that's not possible unless there's some play in the system. The boss said, in inflation, goods and services lose monetary value. The money loses monetary value. balance of it, you could either look at it as prices rising, right? Prices rising, or the value of your money going down. Joe Self said the Queen of England got a whole different currency than England itself. She does? What kind of money she got? Joe Self said they make money off the transferring of money and exchanging different currency. Are you talking about the arbitrage? Are you talking about, another form of these hidden taxes, right, is interest. See, banks essentially loan us all of the money that we have, and then they charge us a fee. So which transferring of money are you talking about? Joe Self said I was going to get British pounds. Then I found out the Queen own ain't included in the England GDP. The Queen's money, or what the Queen owns, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the Queen, the royal family, they still got a lot of business interests that they never gave up. Like I said, they never went defunct. So they got a lot of business interests in their former colonies. I don't know if that's what he's talking about. Real crypto has no central point, so thereby the system can't be controlled. Like Bitcoin network is so strong, it would take $1 billion a day to break that network. I mean, if it came down to life and death, they would do it. You know what I'm saying? If it came down to the Random Jewels program and them, they're gonna pick them. Joe Self said the Queen's money is in her castle. It's not a currency, it's her assets. The royal family has a completely different ledger. I know they got a lot of business interests. Jasim, son, shit, we was having one of your conversations. You know, we started off just, I just was testing out the system, trying to see if I could broadcast on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And I've been successful at that. I'm buffering over on Facebook. But then after that, I don't even know how the conversation drifted into this financial kind of talk. Yeah, I guess that's just what it is. It's a little, broadcasting on two different things. And like I said, this internet connection over here is not very good. Not very, very cool. educated yourself. Uh, he understands the Bitcoin signs. Jasim got some. What did he say he was? A certified financial planner. Well, he's going to school. He's looking to be a certified financial planner. Get a degree in that or whatever it's. Whatever's necessary to be successful at that. Yeah, it was a little slight teensy bit of drama figured out. But I my different apps that I've been buying, eventually I figured out that one of them, I just had to go through the system. So I had to make that the other on Facebook. It's on Facebook. It's facebook.com/thelawsfruit. Because as I was saying, I gotta start broadcasting on Facebook too. I need like 400, 350 subscribers so I could get all of the, privileges from Facebook. From YouTube. Definitely gonna have a rougher time figuring out economics if everything hit the fan, though. I know that much. Figuring out survival. Sim said it's a certification, but yeah, I went to Robinhood, this money knowledge for the people. I'm working on starting a nonprofit to teach personal finance and develop and manage affordable housing units. Yeah, that's the science. It's still years away, but we're working on it. Yeah. That's like, one of the things, you know what I'm saying, is that it's a lot of, urgent matters. That's one of the reasons, I think people is constantly looking for, these miracle ways out, you know what I'm saying? Like for some people, the coronavirus was Jesus. Where you start hearing people saying that black people can't catch the coronavirus. So if black people can't catch it, right? Then it's kind of de facto like the disease came to vanquish your enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like the disease came to get the wrongdoers and not the good doers or something. Like the disease is gonna, the coronavirus is gonna take out Trump, but it's gonna leave Jay-Z or whoever. Speaking of that, I got a chance to hear a couple of excerpts from the Jay Electronica album. I heard excerpts of like 2 songs. Yeah, Jazz Simmons, it's that good shit Jesus talk. You know what I'm saying? But you hear it in everything. You know what I mean? From what melanin does, what melanin has the power to do. You just hear it in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? I guess, the part you're saying, the head in the sand, it is a kind of escapism from the real situation. You know what I'm saying? If only some of this other, miracle stuff could be true, then we could get rid of Trump tomorrow and, be in Wakanda. Josh Sim said he didn't peep it. You didn't peep the Jay Electronica. Well, look, I heard 2 jump offs. Well, I heard parts of 2 jump offs. I can't say I was feeling them. I'm not quite at the Sam Bowie level. It's definitely not what I expected though. DeBar said interorientation. But yeah, it's Jay, I definitely, out of the 2 jump offs that I heard, one I didn't really like at all. You know what I'm saying? The other one, I thought Jay Electronica, he had some lines, he started getting into a little bit of realness. You know what I'm saying? But on that one too, Jay was just like, so Righteous DeBar said he rated it 6.5 out of 10. One thing that's gonna save it.
It's 5 o'clock.
I wouldn't say save it, but one redeeming quality is that the production quality of it sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because when I heard it, I got sent a link that it was of Rizza Islam, and he was live streaming it from his Instagram account. So it wasn't like I heard the mastered version sent directly to me. You know what I mean? So the way I heard it, and the quality was still so high that it's like, yo, But see, sometimes that could get you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that could get you. Just like for instance, if you listen to most music loud enough, it'll sound alright. Most music. When you can turn it down and it's still banging, then you know it's not. You don't like it because of that superficial stuff. Oh yeah, Common getting body. That sounds crazy. And then when you said body them, Drake. Drake got a lot of fans, but I ain't never really heard him kick nothing. Oh no, you say Kanye bodied him. That's right. I mean, Kanye, I always see him as a battle rapper. You know, Common got that's what we put. You said backpack Kanye. Who's backpack Kanye? But I'm saying, don't we have to give Common? Does Common not have a top 5 diss record of all time? Are we not gonna give Common credit for having a top 5 diss record of all time? Like just the bar said, Jay-Z definitely sounds like he is a Muslim god of the project. I wonder when they recorded this. See, the songs I heard, they sound a little bit all over the place. Like he had one line where he said, Jay Electronica said, when he look in the mirror, he sees Moors. You know, not knocking it one way or the other, but I'm just saying that, you know. But y'all not gonna give Common credit for having the top 5 diss record of all time. It's gotta be one of the top 5 that are alive. Josh Simpson, I only rock with Resurrection and like Water for Chocolate. I don't think I heard Water for Chocolate. Resurrection, that was dope. But, you know, he was, I guess, becoming like a kinder, gentler. He was becoming a kinder, gentler, Common by then. The boy said best diss record Common did was against Westside Connection. He did a diss record against the whole Westside Connection? Nah, Joe, so did you send me the link to the Jadakiss joint? Because I saw it. I saw the, what's the name somewhere, but I didn't check it out. Hardest diss song ever is No Vaseline. No Vaseline's top 5. No Vaseline. Yeah, it's the top 5. Ignatius was a nice album. That was one of Common's albums. Yeah, somebody sent me a link. I saw the Jadakiss joint. I didn't click on it yet. Oh, Ignatius is the new Jadakiss joint. Oh, he put a whole album out. Yo, sound like what Cube said about Jerry Hallett. Yeah, you know, Jerry Hallett got a lot of that stuff on his jacket. Jerry Heller and Jimmy Iovine, they don't come up as much as, like, say, a Lyor Cohen does. But to me, they had a lot more to do with neither one of those two, right, that I can recall have ever been involved with a positive MC. Joe Self said it might be Kiss' best joint. It had organization, flows was real raspy. So in general, Jadakiss was an 8 to 10. How was his beat selection? I think sometimes that's what holds back the LOX. I don't think they discography really illustrates their level of lyrical talent. And I think some of that got to do with, they pick beats that beats are very melodic. See what happens. Do he have songs on there like Why? Do he got songs on there like Why? I always thought that was another thing about the LOX. You know what I'm saying? Is that a lot of their music is not relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they say they rhymes, a lot of times they talking about, shining on whatever level that most people, like, they showing what they have when they say, yo, you gotta weigh their coat with the scale that they weigh the whales with. Like, a lot of people ain't getting that much coke. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, say, like a Ghostface Killer who's super relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, where the stuff that he's saying, it's like, yeah, man, that or something similar to that, I went through, or I know people that went through that. You know what I'm saying? Nation album shouted out the Dead Homies on the last track. Yeah, that's the boss said Jay Electronica has some melodic tracks, however not as good as Ignatius. That sounds good. yeah, those is definitely two people, you know, Jadakiss, Jay Electronica, that you know, I didn't know Jadakiss was coming out with a joint, but you know, those are two people that I look forward to, you know, hearing the stuff they come out with. You know what I mean? But you know, so far, I had to say, you know, and then it's one of them things too, man, where you know, it's hard, you know what I'm saying, to live up to certain levels of hype. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing you gotta give LeBron James credit for, is that even a lot of other people, like when Floyd was a young fighter, nobody knew he was going to, you know, end up being Floyd Mayweather like that. When he was still Pretty Boy Floyd, nobody knew that Money Mayweather was coming out. You know what I'm saying? You know, when Kobe Bryant touched the NBA, it was like, yeah, you know, he's a nice player. You know, we're going to work with him. Nobody knew he was going to be that Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan, nobody knew he was going to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, now with LeBron James, he had all that fanfare, and I would have to say, at the end of the day, he surpassed even, you know, with the wildest, some of the wildest things that people were saying then, he surpassed it. You know what I'm saying? But we seen a lot of guys, you know, Lonzo Ball, you know, guys that come up with, you know, all this expectation. I think that could be the impact. I'm saying that when I hear the J Electronica music, where it's like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like you already had me ready to hear it 10 years ago or whenever that was, you know what I'm saying? And then so now when I hear it, it's going to just be hard to live up to the hype the way it was built up. You understand what I'm saying? Like no matter what you come with, you already put expectations in the clouds. You know what I'm saying? Triple Life grams are dope. What's the signs, Lord? True Life. Yeah, man. I just, you know, I was in the studio last night, so I already got up kind of late today, and then I've been spending all day trying to figure out how to broadcast on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I just got to figure it out. Yeah, I only heard like 2 songs off it though. The J Electronica jump off. I wasn't really feeling those 2. You know what I'm saying? He had some bars on the second one. He was saying something about his sister still working or whatever, and you know he gotta, you know, it's time for him to come out with his album so he could save her from doing that and that type of stuff. So when he got into those type of bars, I was feeling that. But in general, I wasn't really. And Jay-Z is like, I don't know what's up with Jay, man. You know, I mean, to a certain degree, I do. You know, we have to keep it 100. He hasn't been the same since that either. Has not been the same since that either. But you I don't think it's like one thing though. You know what I'm saying? It's also, he had a whole adjustment. He had a whole adjustment of his whole image and, the stuff that he's rhyming about and everything. You know what I'm saying? Well, as you said, Trust Gang, 38 Special, and Shay Noir, Power of Law. That's yeah. Um, Planet Asia been coming out here working on that project since like December, like a little back and forth. I knew when they was working on that, but I didn't hear none of it. Um, I heard one song just in my surfing. I heard like one jump off. No, I heard a couple of jump offs. I didn't get a chance to hear that whole jump off yet. But yeah, what I heard from that so far was dope. True Life said they took the Purple Tape blueprint, meaning how Jay-Z featured on every song like Ghostface. You know, except, he's not in it like Ghostface. But I can see what you're saying though. I heard he was all on it to the level where people was like, yo, it's like a group album, even though it only says Jay Electronica. I wonder if he got the same money though. If you got the same money for the whole album, but you only had to do like how many jobs. D. Christian said Jay Elect let me down big time. Seemed like writer's block. Jay-Z woke down. Yeah. Both of them, I think they just, that happens, man. You know what I'm saying? Where, when you're dealing with hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna use an analogy, you know what I'm saying, from the acting world. You know what I'm saying? When you see a dude playing a role, like right now, if they give me a role in a movie, right, and they be like, look, you're gonna be a 5%er, you know what I'm saying? Boom, you gonna walk in right there, you gonna ask the brothers a day's degree. Listen, I could win an Oscar playing that role. You know what I'm saying? I could win an Oscar playing that role. But if you give me a role, you know what I'm saying, look, we want you to play the president of India, we want you to play a particular role, who was a real person that existed, and now you gotta portray something else that is not ingrained within you, you understand what I mean, is more difficult. So saying that just the science of hip hop, the way we write all our own rhymes and everything, you understand what I mean? When you rhyming about what you really passionate about and things that you really been through and things you really seen, is gonna come across better, you understand what I mean, than if you trying to kick something that your heart ain't really in it, or you're not really totally ingrained in this like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to find a cat that's going to come and kick 5% stuff better than me. You see what I'm saying? So, Jay-Z, he's out the hustling element, his jewelry, you know what I'm saying, his throwback jerseys, Brooklyn, you know, that was Jay-Z. That's what you expecting to hear from Jay-Z. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, he hasn't mentioned Marcy. You know, that was one of my favorite jump offs, man. That's when Jay-Z was banging. Cough up a long way I'm from, Marcy, son. Ain't nothing nice. But he not, you know, to me, that could happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Remember when Snoop went religious? Or when Dre tried to not be gangster? You know what I'm saying? That you know, it's just a phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's, you know, dumb to say they extra whack, but you gotta stick to what you know sometimes, man. You know. See, I had brought up Spike Lee because it was a movie back in the days called was it Straight from Brooklyn? It was a dude named Matty Rich. And he made a movie where he started a movie and he directed it. It was an independent movie. You know what I'm saying? It ended up coming off making crazy money and everything. And Spike Lee said he told the dude, like, okay, now that you made all your money, you got everything together. Look, what you need to do is go to school and get a degree. You know what I'm saying? You know, even if you don't get the degree, just get certain technical know-how. And the dude was like, yo, I don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? I already came off. Why would I need to do that? Da, 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 da. You know. And then right after that, the dude made a couple of movies. Really, I think he was only one movie. And it flopped so badly that they never dealt with him again. You know what I'm saying? At least not on that level. He's probably somewhere still out there doing his underground stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that was the thing Spike Lee was saying, that, yo, I tried to give him that advice. He didn't take that advice, but anybody could direct the story of their life. Like right now, you could go get, you know, Steven Spielberg or, you know, whatever director, you know, Fuqua, whoever it is. But if we're going to tell the story of me getting the nine to self, they can't tell that story better than me. They can't tell people where to stand and what tone of voice you was using like I could. So just, you know, extrapolating that over to the hip hop world, it's like, yeah, you talking about stuff, you know, it's just not gonna come off the same. Like, for instance, you know who could do that? Or who could see Beans, because Beans is really a Muslim, he could put that in his rhymes. Even amongst all the other gangster stuff that he's talking about, he can still put that Muslim stuff in there because he's true to it. Triple Life said Ghost of Soldier Slim is the hottest joint on that project. I didn't hear the whole project yet. I'm going to check it out, though. Well, I think Jay Electronica chose to drop the project now. I mean, I hate to put it like that, but, you know, I think, you know, sometimes everybody gotta make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you notice, right, Eminem wasn't putting out no records when 50 was banging. Like, if 50 was on his run, Eminem wasn't putting out no records. But then when 50 slowed down and then he ended up getting off the label, all of a sudden, I think the people over at Interscope is like, yo, M, you know, we still got this contract. You know, not saying that he's strapped for cash, but saying his business is here to make money. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with Jay-Z, where it's like, yeah, he got all these businesses and everything, but the only thing that's really popping is the management. You know, his deal that he got with Roc Nation, and then he signed everybody. Jay-Z, Fat Joe, you know, what's the new cast, the Griselda dudes, and he got everybody. So basically, he's like Don King that got all the top boxers. You know what I'm saying? You know, he got all the top MCs, you know what I'm saying, that's in demand for shows. Not all of them, but you know, a good percentage. You know what I'm saying? And he got his sports management stuff. But you know, Jay-Z is one of the people that make a lot of deals that you don't really know how much he making. Like a lot of these deals is deals where he put his name out in front and everything, but that don't necessarily mean he's the boss. You know what I'm saying? Like George Foreman really just did the commercials for the Foreman Grill. He wasn't like at the top of the pyramid. He was just a spokesman really for the grill. They put his name on it because that made it, you know, easier to sell or whatever. So, you know, I think it was time. And also I think Jay is just, you know, Jay is kind of in that Tom Brady. He's in that Tom Brady lane right now. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, you got an excellent track record. You know what I mean? Wins, chips, MVPs, all that. But you didn't get to go out like you wanted to go out. You know what I mean? First of all, you had that Ether situation. You know what I'm saying? Then you did a couple other things where, you know, you was seen as lightweight selling out. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, dudes just ain't rocking with you like that. Like, you didn't, you know, he's not really, I think he wanted to be more like an elder statesman. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you know, like how Floyd Mayweather is in boxing. Where it's like, he ain't boxing no more, but, you know, he's still that guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, Kendrick Lamar took his spot. You know what I'm saying? I think Jay, and to me, that kind of comes across in his lyrics now. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, the Jay-Z from the 90s, you know, the hunger was there. You know what I'm saying? And now it seemed like something else, man. Maybe, you know, I don't want to say desperation, but it's definitely not the hunger from, you know, records like Marcy and all that. Mr. K. Bourne, 7. Who's this, K. Bourne from Philly? Yeah, K. Bourne 7 says Straight Outta Brooklyn. What's the name of that movie from Matty Rich? Dude from The Wire played on there. Yeah, you're right. I do recall that. That was one of his first jump offs. Well, that I seen him in. Yeah, that was when he was skinny. Divine Son came in. Yeah, no doubt, K1. I was out there in Philly when that was. Was that last Thursday? We came out there. We came out there for Rasul. Came out there for the memorial. Then we came back out here and had to go to the other memorial for Janelle. Young guys. That was crazy. Yeah, Rod D's son, man. He was out there. We was out there most of the, cause we got out there. Cause we got out there before, we got out there probably about 7 in the morning. And we left probably about 11, 12. Yeah, man, out right there, man. Young guys, man. I'm out there looking at the guy like, man, he not even my son's age, man. He had 2 sons older than him. True Life said, you remember when Jay-Z was wearing a Universal flag piece a few years back? Was that really Jay Electronica's chain or what? Because I thought son was NOI. No one has been able to ascertain what happened with that flag. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it definitely was a move. You know what I'm saying? My opinion on that move was it was a safer way to get street cred than putting red and blue rags on. You know what I'm saying? You know, just speaking, you know, some of this I'm speaking, you know, just from being inside the entertainment game and knowing what kind of thought processes go into some things. You know what I mean? When somebody want to make a comeback, you know what I'm saying, they got to get back to the grassroots. You know what I mean? You got to do something. You got to come with a change. You know what I mean? Like, remember when LL came back and he bust out? He was all muscular now. When he first came out, he was mad skinny. Then he bust out all muscular. It was like a comeback to his street cred because he had, you know, started doing some other type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then he had to come back with the mama said, knock you out and all that. You see what I'm saying? You know, other people, when they want to get that street cred, then they start rolling with the gangs. The Bloods, you know, the Crips, you know, now you got rags, you know, you triple OG, you throwing up their signs and using their lingo. You know what I'm saying? And I think he just tried to do something that was going to bring that type of credibility to him. You know what I'm saying? You know, without he didn't, you know, I don't think he thought that was going to be the response from us. You understand what I mean? Especially being around them. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, see, Jay Electronica, he's supposed to have the knowledge or something. But he was taught by Wayne and Wesley. So, you know, being amongst them, and they was of the illusion in their mind, you know what I'm saying, that they somehow had rose to the top, you know what I'm saying, and you know, they was having some crazy impact on the nation. So being that Jay-Z has probably got them in his ear, he's thinking, yeah, this is going to be cool if I do that. Because the reality is, man, Jay-Z's from Marcy, man. I mean, you could be from any part of New York, but I'm saying he's in particular from N.A. Rock. And what I'm telling you is that ain't nobody from Marcy that don't know how the guys you know, what our protocol is in terms of you saying you one of us, right? And everything being subject to be shown and proven. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't like, you know, he's somebody who put that on and oh, I didn't know. Like, nah. That's like saying you from Compton and you ain't never heard of the Bloods and Crips, man. Like, you from Compton and you didn't know that wearing a red rag on that block wasn't the thing to do. You know, or vice versa. So that's how I see it. The boss said on 444 album, Jay had platinum off those people subscribe to a company associated with his project. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does that kind of stuff. Boss said Infinite spoke on his chain situation on YouTube. What Infinite? Jay Electronica used to be in Philly too. Yeah, he type person he been all around, man. He's in New Orleans for a minute, Atlanta for a minute, New York for a minute. And he got that kind of flow too, where you can tell he influenced by different people. And if Mega was speaking on the chain, what he had to say about it? K Born said Jay Electronica used to run with a few guys out there in Philly. Yeah, I had heard some time ago, you know, that he was a 5%. You know, one thing about Jay Electronica too that I didn't understand, right, is he supposed to marry that girl, she a Rothschild, right? How you marry a Rothschild that ain't got no money? Like, that's one of them things, man, where you be like, yo, listen, man, all you had to do was jump in the ocean and you missed the whole 139,685,000 square miles of water. The whole thing. You missed the whole 3/4 of the planet. That to me that's uncanny. Huey B. shooting. That's Huey B. shooting. Which Huey is that? The Huey from Boondocks? The boss said he should be careful on sporting it because brothers sacrifice their lives on upholding our principles. So a chain of the UF of Islam ain't just gonna cut it. And, you know, I mean, I just don't know. You know what caused that? You know what I'm saying? You know, like I don't know what he was thinking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what his thought process was with that. You know what I'm saying? And even because my thing was this: if he put it on, right, And when they asked him, because they this right here, this is representing the nation of gods and earth, you know what I'm saying? They've been around since 1964. They had a real big influence in New York, even on myself. You know, whatever you got, if you would have went and said something like that, you gotta go all in to, you know, you teaching the math and all that. And I'm saying to anybody that's listening to this, if you decide that you're gonna, you know, give somebody a flag or whatever, tell them that. Tell them that, listen, if you get approached about this is how you handle it. Otherwise, it's not equality. That's what I do if you are 5%. Before I would give you a flag, I would prepare you, right, by telling you what the science of it is. So I think that's, you know, where a lot, you know, that happened with what's his name? The kid that had the flag on his jacket, and he had the pay the full stuff. Where it's like, you know, he been coming around the guys and everything, but he made a move a little bit early, and brothers ain't let him know that, yo, whoa, this is the way how you gotta, you know, and then everything is subject to be shown and proven. See, that's one thing that happens when people come around at an older age, is that you already at that age where you're like, whoa, you know, why are people questioning me? I'm a grown man. Because you haven't been raised in the same system where everything is subject to be shown and proven. You see what I'm saying? So when somebody asks you a question about that, you don't respond with an answer, right, that's inside the realm of what we consider right and exact. D. Christian said that was an easy lick with the Rothschild chick. Easy come up. Should have been me. Money would have been set up generationally. Yeah, I think she's one of the ones that ain't got no money though. Like, you know what happened, right? Is like, let's say like it might be one Rothschild. He got a whole bunch of money, right? Then he have a daughter who wig out. Like she decides you know, she's not about this money. She wants to be socialist and take drugs and, you know, all this stuff. And then what happened? They'll get disowned. And then this girl that Jay Electronica is with, that'll be like the daughter of the child that got disowned. So she don't really got access to the money. Like she can come around to the family events and everything, and they probably pay her little rent, you know, or she live in whatever family jumbo, but she don't got money. Whatever her story is, I don't know. I just heard she don't got money, man. Cause that's what I was saying. Like, look, you know, not that I'm interested in doing that, but I'm just saying, if life twisted that way, right? Record deal, man. Listen, record deal. What you talking about? $1 million? Man, listen, I'm on Rothschild's records. I don't know what you're talking about. Record deal. Jay-Z wouldn't be able to give me, Jay-Z couldn't shine my shoes. But I had access to that kind of money, you know. Jay-Z. Yeah, you know, Jay-Z got some pull. You know, Jay-Z and Leo Cohen they cool like that. And you know Leo Cohen runs YouTube. That was some G too. I caught on. I know why they did that. I caught on to why they did that. Yeah, 21 Savage was the brother that had the flag on his jacket. D. Christian said Jay evaded the question with Charmaine the goddess. Yeah, that brother's is crazy, man. But not for nothing, Charlamagne kind of gave it to him, man. As soon as he came in, Charlamagne said, you know, man, you 5%? He said, nah, what you doing with that on? Listen. Man. You think Jay Electronica was? Oh yeah, he was better off with the Baduism than